AngularJS. Okay, so I think all of you attended that last demo class. Yes, son. One second. Yes. So just once again, I'm repeating that one. So now if you take AngularJS, AngularJS, it is framework JavaScript. Yes, it is a framework of JavaScript. So here in web applications, to work with front end coding means client side coding, we are taking the support of AngularJS. Okay. Yes. We can use AngularJS to implement client side logics. Yes, yeah. Now here, two types of logics are there. First one is client side, second one is server side. Yes, like that we have these two types of logics. One is client side. To develop the web applications, we are using client side programming as well as server side program. Client side programming means what is that? Which is executing in browser. Okay, so the script we are calling it as client side program. For example, validations and to apply dynamic functionalities to the HTML controls, etc. These type of all logics were implemented with client side. Okay, and server side programming means that script is executing in web server. Okay, so mostly we are using database connectivity. Okay, and sessions. In this point of we are using server side scripts. Like there are two types of scripts we have. So client side scripts in old days, JavaScript we use it to work, and these days, okay, next level of JavaScript like AngularJS, etc. Okay, these type of technologies. So here, initially implemented by Misco Every, okay, and Adam Bronze. These two persons implemented this AngularJS initially. Okay, yes. Now here 1.x version. Okay, basically it is introduced in 2010. 1.x version is introduced in 2010. This 1.x we are calling as AngularJS. Yes, yeah. But 2.x onwards it is changed here. Okay, we can call it as Angular, and it is introduced in 2016. Yes. So here, Misko, Haver and Adam Abrams, they are the employees of Google. Okay. They implemented this AngularJS. Basic version is 1.x, released in 2010, and later the next version they introduced with 2016, that is 2.x. Okay, so what is the difference between AngularJS and Angular? That's the main concept here. So some people they're thinking AngularJS and Angular both are same. So don't feel like that. Okay. So here AngularJS is different and Angular is different. Okay. Yes. Now if you take AngularJS, this AngularJS is the framework of JavaScript I told you. Okay. So AngularJS is the framework of JavaScript. And Angular, if you take here, Angular is the framework of TypeScript. Yes. Yes. If you observe this one, AngularJS, AngularJS is the framework of JavaScript, and Angular is the framework of TypeScript. Clear? Yes. Means in AngularJS, they use JavaScript code to develop the functionalities, and in Angular, they used TypeScript code to develop the functionalities. That is the difference between these two. Is this clear? Yes. Once again, if you observe here in AngularJS, they use JavaScript to develop the functionalities, and in Angular, they use TypeScript to develop the functionalities. So now you can ask me why they use TypeScript in Angular. Is there any issue or any problems we have with this JavaScript? Yes. Okay. So here the thing is JavaScript, if you take JavaScript is loosely typed script. That's the first point. What the meaning of this? It is not supporting the data types like integer, string, boolean. These type of data types it is not supporting here. But if you take TypeScript, TypeScript is type safe, means it supports the data types. Okay, now here TypeScript is type safe. Once again, if you observe this one, JavaScript is loosely typed script. It is not supporting any data types. But if you take TypeScript, it is type safe. It supports different types of data types like integer, string, boolean, etc. I will explain you what the data types it is supporting. And next one, JavaScript is not supporting object-oriented programming concepts. But if you take TypeScript supports so TypeScript is supporting object-oriented programming concepts. But if you take JavaScript, JavaScript is not supporting object-oriented programming concepts. Yes, yeah. And next point, if you take JavaScript is interpreted script and TypeScript is compiler script. Yes. So if you take JavaScript, JavaScript is interpreted script. Interpreted script means what the meaning of interpreted. So here line by line execution is there. Okay, it executes the statements line by line. And if any error is occurred, you stop the execution there and display the error message. But it won't check the next lines for errors. Means at a time it displays only single error. Okay, so that's why as a programmer you want to rectify errors one by one. You have to rectify it. There is no chance to rectify all errors at a time because it is interpreted script. But TypeScript, if you take, it is compiler script. Okay, what is that? It is compiler script. Means all lines, okay, executes at a time and returns the all errors at once. That is the concept of compiler script, like that. Okay, yes. So here once again, if you observe, JavaScript is loosely typed script. TypeScript is type safe. Okay, means support the data types. And JavaScript is not supporting object-oriented programming concepts, and TypeScript supports OOPs and interpreted compiler script. Next one, compare with the JavaScript. TypeScript is faster in performance. Yes, compare JavaScript, TypeScript is fast in performance. These are the main points which we have in this TypeScript. That's why from version 2.0 onwards, they use the TypeScript for development. In 1.x, they use it JavaScript. So that's why 1.x we're calling as Angularjs. And from 2.x onwards, we're calling it as Angular. That is the main difference between these two. Okay. And so now if you take Angularjs and Angular, okay, few more differences are there. Those differences we will discuss now. Okay, 1 second. Yes. Now if you take these differences, we already got some points in this concept. Yes. Now if you take Java's AngularJS, AngularJS is nothing but the framework of JavaScript. And if you take Angular, Angular in the framework of TypeScript. That's the first point. Okay, and next point if you take here, yes. So we also discussed the differences between JavaScript and TypeScript here. Next point, AngularJS not supports OOPs because it is based on the JavaScript. No? Yes, that's why it is not supporting OOPs. And Angular supports OOPs. Yes, yeah. So Angular is not supporting object-oriented programming concepts. But if you take Angular, Angular supports object-oriented programming concepts. Yes, next one. So AngularJS, if you take, yeah, AngularJS, this AngularJS is modular programming. Yes, what is that? Modular programming. Yes, means we are creating the modules. So everything is nothing but one module, like that. Yes, means logics we are defining in the form of modules. These modules we are creating with the help of functions. Okay, and Angular is component programming. Yes, yeah. So AngularJS, if you observe here, that AngularJS is modular programming, and Angular, if you observe, Angular is component programming. So modular programming means we are creating the modules with the help of functions. And in component programming, we are creating the components with the help of classes. Okay. Means in Angular, we are working with classes, but not in Angular.js. That's why if you observe this one, class programming performance is very good than function programming. Means component programming performance is very good than modular programming. That's the concept of this. Is this clear? Yes. So here, based on the JavaScript only, it is working. Now, if you observe this concept, JavaScript is not supporting object-oriented programming concepts. That's why this AngularJS is also not supporting that one. Yes. Next point, if you take JavaScript, JavaScript is not supporting hooks concepts and data types. It is not supporting data types. That's why in AngularJS we don't have the concepts of data types. But if you take Angular, Angular supports all data types like number, string, boolean, etc. Why? Because it is based on TypeScript. Okay. And next point, if you observe here, so logics everything in the AngularJS we are defining in the form of functions. Yes, but when we are coming to the Angular, everything we are defining in the form of classes. So we can call it as modular programming as well as class programming. Yes. Next, AngularJS. If you take this AngularJS, the AngularJS code, which code we have written in AngularJS, that code is visible on browser. Okay. Yes. So here the thing is AngularJS code we can see on the browser. So just is visible in view source of browser. Yes. So AngularJS code is visible in view page source of browser, but not Angular. Yeah. If you observe here, all client-side scripts, if you take, yes, this scripts code is visible on browser. If you right click on browser and select view page source, that code is available. But Angular, if you take, Angular code is not available in this view page source. Okay. Yes. Next one, AngularJS. Okay. So you can write anything capital or small. Okay. AngularJS is good for data binding and single page applications, but not support for mobile apps. Yeah. So AngularJS is not that much supportive for mobile applications. It is good for data binding and single page applications. Okay. Yes. But it is not supportive for mobile applications. But if you take Angular, Angular is especially built based on mobile architecture. Okay, so here it supports Android apps, iOS apps like that. But AngularJS is not supporting those applications. That's the main problem here. Okay, with AngularJS. Yes, so that's why here these days all openings, if you take here, all openings we have with Angular only, not old version of AngularJS. It is not 1.x version. We have complete openings with, yeah, Angular means from 2 to 11. What is the current version we have? 11. From 2 to 11 we are calling as Angular. Yes, and many openings in companies we have with, okay, yeah, many openings in companies we have with this version. What is that? Okay, 7.x as well as 8.x versions. Is it clear? Yes, got it. Yeah, like that. These are the main differences between AngularJS and Angular. And moreover, just if you take Angular, Angular supports material design controls. Yes, yeah. It is supporting what? Material design controls. Yes, yeah. These material design controls we are using in which point of view? Okay, yes. These controls we are using to design the applications with rich user interfaces. Okay, some advanced controls are available in this Angular here. So these controls we are using to develop the applications. Okay, like that, cleaner and neat programming, okay, possible with Angular because it is supporting object oriented programming concepts. Okay, like that, many things are there. Okay, so these are the main advantages we have in this Angular compared with Angular JS. I think now you got clarity what is the difference between Angular JS and Angular. Okay, so these are the main points here. Version 1.x we are calling as Angular JS. From version 2.x onwards it is Angular. In AngularJS, they used JavaScript to develop the packages. That's why we are calling it as framework of JavaScript. And in Angular, they used TypeScript to develop the packages. So that's why we are calling it as framework of TypeScript. Yes. And next point, if we take AngularJS, okay, this AngularJS is modular programming functions we are using to maintain the logics. Angular is component programming. We are using classes to maintain the logics. Like that, these are the differences. Okay, so AngularJS is modular programming and Angular is component programming. Is it clear? Yes. Next one, AngularJS. If you take this AngularJS supports, okay, data binding concept and single page applications also, but it is not that much supportive for responsive, mobile applications. But Angular is explicitly built based on mobile. Okay, yes. Angular is explicitly built based on mobile architecture. Yes, yeah. Next one here, page source is not visible if it is Angular, but in AngularJS we can see the page source. And here some advanced material design controls, everything available in this Angular, but those are not available in AngularJS. And simple coding is there, programming point of view. Compared with JavaScript, TypeScript programming is very simple as I told you. Okay, so that's why here in this programming point of view, so AngularJS programming and Angular if you take, Angular programming is very simple, okay, compared with Angular JS programming. Is it clear? Yes. These are the main advantages we have in this Angular and AngularJS. These are the main differences between AngularJS and Angular. Yes, yeah. Clear this? Okay. So now in this class, in this session, we are discussing about Angular. Okay, from version 2 to 10, I will explain to you. We don't discuss AngularJS concepts. We are discussing Angular concepts. Yes, yeah. Any questions you have in this point of view, you can ask me now. So anyhow here, if we take Angular JS, JavaScript, Angular, okay, React JS, all these technologies are front-end technologies. Yes, all these technologies are front-end technologies, means browser-related technologies. Yes, to work these technologies, to work with the logics, okay, front-end logics, we are using these technologies. Is it clear? But if you take, okay, this one like, yeah, server side, PHP, ASP, JSP, these are all server side technologies. To work with the server functionalities, we are using these technologies like that. Yes, this is about client side and server side. Is it clear? Yes. Yeah. Now, we need to start Angular concepts, okay? But before that, we need to discuss about TypeScript concepts, because prerequisite is to learn this Angular is TypeScript, okay? So TypeScript is required to work with this, okay? That's why we must know the concepts of TypeScript, then only we can easily work with that, okay? So due to that reason, first I need to start TypeScript, then only can understand the concepts of Angular. Yes, yeah. So what is the TypeScript and how to use this TypeScript? That's the main concept here. So here, if you take TypeScript, so I already told you why they use a TypeScript in this Angular development, because it is type safe. Okay, I told you here, it is type safe and it supports different types of data types here. Okay. And the next one, object oriented programming concepts. Okay, it is supporting here object oriented programming concepts. Like that, many advantages are there with this TypeScript, as I told you. Okay, neat programming and cleaner programming, like that we have these concepts in this TypeScript. Is it clear? Yes. So now we have to discuss what is TypeScript and how to work with this TypeScript. That's the first basic point we need to discuss. Okay. Yes. So here I'm discussing this concept of TypeScript. Okay. So TypeScript means it is nothing but the superset of JavaScript. Okay. Yes. TypeScript is the product of Microsoft. Who implemented TypeScript? Microsoft. Okay. Now it is superset of JavaScript. Yes, yeah. Means it supports all features of JavaScript. Along with those features, it is supporting some additional features. That's why we're calling it as superset of JavaScript. Okay, and basic version is 1.x and current version is 4.x. Okay, yes. So in this industry, that current version is 4.x is also available here. And if you take basic version, what is the basic version we have? 1.x. And current version is 4.x. Okay. Now, TypeScript you want to install. how to install this TypeScript and how to work with this TypeScript concepts. That's the main point here. So you want to install this TypeScript, okay? Then there is no direct installation process. Is it clear? There is no direct installation process. We have to download this one, okay, from repositories. Like different types of repositories are available here. So node repository, npm repository is there, and next one and repository is there. Like that, different types of repositories are available. From these repositories we are downloading this one. Okay, now we have to discuss how to work with these repositories, everything here, how to download the software from the repositories, everything we need to discuss now. So anyhow, if you observe this one, TypeScript, the product of Microsoft, okay, and it is superset of JavaScript, and basic version is 1.x and current version is right now 4.x. So here by using node repository, we can download the TypeScript concept packages and we can use the TypeScript. From which repository? From node repository. So what is repository exactly and how to work with this repository? That concept we will discuss from tomorrow onwards. Okay. And next point is here we are discussing TypeScript. After TypeScript, we will start the Angular concepts. Okay. And so here we will discuss API service calls, how to work with the API services. That concept we will discuss. And next one we are also discussing about like server-side interactions. These are all concepts we are discussing here. Okay, I will explain those concepts to you. Right? Yes. So I think you are clear with the idea of this basic idea which we discussed about Angular and Angularjs. This clarity got right now. I think. Okay. So we will discuss the remaining concepts one by one. And tomorrow you should join with 7 like that only, because here today some network issue. I joined late. Okay. Yes. And any questions before closing the session here, you can ask me. Yes. You can speak with your mic or you can send the message also. Any queries you have? It seems like you don't have any queries. Okay. So tomorrow, how to download this TypeScript and how to start the program with TypeScript, that concept we'll discuss from tomorrow onwards. Okay. Yes. See you next session. You can leave now. Thank you.